The chief of Russia's Wagner mercenary group has said that some 20,000 of its troops have been killed in Bakhmut. Yevgeny Prigozhin said that he recruited about 50,000 prisoners to fight with Wagner. About 20% of them have been killed. The battle in the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut has been going on for months now. Wagner recently claimed once again to have taken over the city. Anti-Putin fighters have promised more cross-border raids. These fighters say they are Russians who are opposed to the invasion of Ukraine. The group has recently launched an attack in the Russian region of Belgorod. Russian Volunteer Corps commander has said that more cross-border raids are in the works. The Netherlands wants to give Ukrainian pilots F-16 training as soon as possible. The training would be coordinated with Belgium, Denmark, the UK and other countries. F-16s are American jets used by NATO. Ukraine wants to use them against Russia. The NATO chief has said that training the Ukrainian pilots would not make NATO a party to the conflict. French President Emmanuel Macron has met Lithuania's president in Paris. The meeting focused on Russia's war in Ukraine. Macron reiterated the importance of continuing to support Ukraine. He said that there is a need to go further and stronger by reinvesting in defense industries to sustainably support Kyiv. A Chinese hacking group is spying on critical US infrastructure. This is what Microsoft has said in a report. It said state-sponsored Chinese hacking group Volt Typhoon is behind the activity. The US National Security Agency is working with Canada, New Zealand, Australia and the UK to identify breaches. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' presidential bid was off to a rocky start. He made the announcement over Twitter. The launch did not go smoothly. Twitter repeatedly crashed during DeSantis' highly anticipated live audio chat. It had dropped some of the users who were trying to join. Elon Musk blamed the problems on the number of listeners on Twitter Spaces. Former US President Donald Trump is leading in an opinion poll for Republican candidates. It was conducted from May 18th to May 22nd. It showed that 56% of the people prefer Trump to Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis. DeSantis was polling at just 25%. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida met Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe in Tokyo. Wickremesinghe said that he and Kishida made remarkable headway as far as debt restructuring talks are concerned. This is the first meeting between the Japanese and Sri Lankan leaders since last September. Sri Lanka secured a $2.9 billion bailout from the International Monetary Fund in March. Canada and Saudi Arabia have announced the normalization of diplomatic ties. The diplomatic ties between the two countries went sour in 2018 over human rights. Each side will now appoint a new ambassador. The move was prompted by discussions between Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in November last year. Political unrest continues in Pakistan. In the latest, former Prime Minister Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party has been hit with more resignations. Senior Vice President of the PTI, Fawad Chaudhry, has become the latest high-profile politician to resign. This comes as another major blow for Khan. Meanwhile, Pakistan's Defence Minister has said that the government is considering a ban on the PTI. Roman Catholic Church leaders in Bolivia have said that the institution has been deaf to sexual abuse in schools run by the church. They added that actions are being taken after a series of accusations surfaced in recent weeks. The accusations led to protests and a legal investigation. This was after a report was published that contained multiple confessions of the abuse of children. Super Typhoon Mawar has made landfall in the US territory of Guam. Mawar was declared a Category 4 typhoon on Wednesday. Winds with speeds over 240 kilometers per hour battered the island. Incessant rainfall caused flash floods in low-lying areas. No deaths or injuries have been reported. At least 6 people were killed as floods hit the central regions of Afghanistan. Heavy rains funneled down mountain valleys, washing away hundreds of homes. Rescue and rehabilitation efforts are on in the flood-hit regions. German authorities searched 15 properties of the climate activist group Last Generation. The group is known for causing large-scale disruptions to traffic by gluing themselves to the road. Prosecutors are investigating the group on suspicion of forming a criminal organization. However, no arrests have been made. Meanwhile, the group has said that its protests were transparent and it had no criminal intent. After the police raids, the group said they will continue to resist. Switzerland has fined over 100 climate activists who blocked the tarmac at Geneva Airport on Tuesday. The activists were charged for breaking into Europe's flagship private jet event. Swiss police arrested 103 protesters. They were charged with a range of fines and offences. However, everyone detained was released after the fines were imposed. Countries gathered at the United Nations to pledge over $2 billion for countries in the Horn of Africa. However, according to UN officials, at least $7 billion are required to fight the crisis in the region. The region continues to suffer from severe drought. Water shortage threatens over 43 million people in Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia.
Crisis is a top of crises.
The foreign ministers of Brazil and the UK met in Brasilia to discuss the impact of climate change. At the meeting, Britain pledged over $98 million to the Amazon Fund. The fund has been created to fight deforestation in the Amazon rainforest. Britain will also fund research about the impact of rising carbon dioxide levels on the Amazon. According to a new report, European countries have been exporting 90% of their used clothes to African and Asian countries. Europe generates over 6 million tons of textile waste every year. Some of it is recycled in Europe, while the majority is exported to Africa and Asia. The report also analyzed the alarming impact of textile waste on the environment. African and Asian countries have been using large-scale industries to recycle the textiles. This is causing higher emissions of carbon dioxide and other pollutant gases. An investigation into oil giant Chevron's carbon-reducing efforts has raised red flags. Reports indicate that Chevron was using junked technology to offset its greenhouse gas emissions. Almost half of Chevron's offsets were deemed worthless. Climate action group Greenpeace has warned that recycling plastic was not providing the intended results. Greenpeace said that recycling increases the toxicity of plastic. After being recycled, plastics have been found to have a higher concentration of toxic chemicals. The group has advocated massively reducing plastic production instead. US President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy held talks on the debt ceiling crisis again on Wednesday. Both sides said that the talks were productive. However, they are still far from reaching a consensus on a plan. Talks were held to try and reach a deal to raise the $31.4 trillion debt ceiling and avoid a catastrophic default. Japanese brand Uniqlo has reportedly decided to leave Russia. The brand has suspended its operations in the country in March 2022. The move came right after Russia had invaded Ukraine. Though the brand has decided to exit the country now, an official application for the same is yet to be submitted to the Russian government. Uniqlo was operating almost 50 stores in Russia. Silicon Valley Bank is set to witness a fresh round of layoffs. First Citizens Bank, the firm that acquired SVB, has said that 3% of the workforce will be eliminated. This will affect about 500 positions. First Citizen Bank's CEO has clarified that the layoffs will only affect select corporate roles within Silicon Valley Bank. Facebook's parent company Meta has slashed jobs across its business and operations units. This was the last of Meta's 3 rounds of layoffs. The company had announced in March that it will eliminate 10,000 roles. Dozens of people took to LinkedIn to announce that they had lost their jobs. American telecommunications company Verizon has reportedly held a meeting with its customer service employees. The company informed them about the upcoming restructuring and streamlining measures. This is likely to result in a significant number of layoffs. Over 6,000 employees were present on the call. This comes just days after the company announced an overhaul of its wireless data plans. WeWork has said that its CFO, Andre Fernandez, intends to resign on June 1st. Fernandez had taken up the role less than a year ago. His resignation will come just days after WeWork's CEO, Sandeep Mathrani, announced his exit. Chief Accounting Officer Kurt Weiner will take over as the next CFO. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has said that the company might consider leaving Europe. This step will be taken if the company is not able to comply with the European Union's upcoming regulations on artificial intelligence. The EU is working on the first set of rules to govern AI globally. A draft says that companies developing tools like ChatGPT will have to disclose any copyrighted material used to develop the system. Altman added that OpenAI will try to comply with the rules in Europe before pulling out. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and bosses of some of the top global artificial intelligence companies are set to work together. Their aim is to ensure that society benefits from AI. Some of these companies include OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and Anthropic. Sunak and tech leaders discussed the risk that AI poses. They held talks on issues including disinformation and national security. US-based artificial intelligence startup Figure has raised $70 million. The funding will be used to accelerate the development of America's first autonomous humanoid. The company has been working to develop general-purpose humanoid robots that could work in different environments. US-based news platform Semaphore has announced that it has raised $19 million in a new round of funding. Yahoo co-founder Jerry Yang is among the investors. The company's total funding has gone up to $34 million. This replaces the money Semaphore had received from Sam Bankman-Fried. Bankman-Fried is the former CEO of the bankrupt crypto exchange FTX. Now on to sports. Mumbai Indians beat Lucknow Super Giants by 81 runs on Wednesday's IPL playoff match. The match was played at Chennai's M.A. Chidambaram Stadium. Mumbai batted first and put up 182 runs on the board. Lucknow's batting order crumbled quickly. They were bowled out for just 101 runs. Mumbai's Akash Madhwal was the man of the match for his brilliant bowling. Madhwal took 5 wickets in his 3 overs while giving away just 5 runs. England pacer James Anderson has said that he has recovered from a groin injury. Anderson said that he'll be fit for the upcoming Ashes series in June. His availability is crucial for England, who are without injured fast bowler Jofra Archer. In football, Brighton drew 1-1 with Manchester City in the Premier League. Man City took the lead in the 25th minute with a goal from Phil Foden. Hosts Brighton made a comeback as Julio Enciso scored the equaliser in the 38th minute. With the draw, Brighton have confirmed their qualification for the Europa League. In La Liga, Real Madrid beat Rayo Vallecano 2-1. Before kickoff, Real Madrid showed their support to teammate Vinicius Jr. The team unfurled a banner that read, "Racists, get out of football." Vinicius was subjected to racist attacks on Sunday by fans of Valencia CF. After play began, Karim Benzema scored in the 31st minute to give Real the lead. Host Vallecano fought back with a goal in the 84th minute. However, Rodrigo sealed the victory for Real with a goal in the 89th minute. Defender Jordi Alba has announced his exit from FC Barcelona after 11 years. 34-year-old Alba has played more than 450 games for Barcelona. He's the third long-serving player to leave Barcelona this season. Earlier this season, Sergio Busquets and Gerard Piqué also left the La Liga club. Inter Milan beat Fiorentina 2-1 to lift the Coppa Italia title. Fiorentina started strong with a goal in the 3rd minute. Inter made a comeback as Lautaro Martinez scored twice in the 29th and 37th minutes. With the win, Inter Milan lifted their second consecutive Coppa Italia title. Israel's President Isaac Herzog was rushed out of a football stadium in the city of Haifa. Jubilant fans invaded the pitch when a local team, Beitar Jerusalem, won the Israel State Cup. Fans disrupted the award ceremony as President Herzog was about to present the trophy to Beitar. His security team surrounded him and quickly escorted him off the pitch. In tennis, good news for fans of Iga Świątek. The tennis star has recovered from her thigh injury. She has resumed practice sessions as she gears up for the French Open. It'll begin on the 28th of May. Earlier this month, she had to withdraw from the Italian Open due to her injury. In badminton, Indian shuttler PV Sindhu has reached the quarterfinals at the Malaysia Masters. 6th-seeded Sindhu beat her Japanese opponent 21-16, 21-11 in straight games. She's aiming to clinch her 3rd consecutive Malaysia Masters this year. In athletics, Indian long jumper Murli Srishankar won gold at the International Jumping Meet in Greece. He produced a season's best effort of 8.18 meters to clinch the gold. This is his 2nd international gold of the season. Moving on to entertainment now. Iconic singer Tina Turner has died in Switzerland after a long illness. She was 83. The singer rose to fame in the 60s and 70s with her R&B hits like Simply the Best and Proud Mary. She won 8 Grammy Awards in a career spanning 5 decades. Turner was also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2021. For her contribution to music, Turner was called the Queen of Rock and Roll. Tributes have poured in for Tina Turner from all corners. The legendary singer was known for her soulful music. Singers Mick Jagger, Elton John and Beyoncé paid their tributes to Turner. John called her a total legend on record and on stage. Meanwhile, Jagger said she was truly an enormously talented performer and singer. Former US President Barack Obama also wrote a heartfelt tribute for her. K-pop band BTS has teased a promotional poster for their annual BTS Festa. The 2023 edition of the BTS Festa is expected to be special as the band marks a decade in the music industry. The special event is scheduled for the 17th of June in Seoul. The festival was first celebrated by BTS with their fans called ARMY in 2014 on their first anniversary. K-pop singer Jungsun Wan is ready to enlist for the country's mandatory military service. He recently auditioned for a position in the Republic of Korea Army's military band. He'll begin his basic military training on the 17th of July. He'll continue the remainder of his mandatory duties in the military band. Singer Taylor Swift has announced a deluxe edition of her Midnights album. The album is titled Midnights Till Dawn. It'll feature rapper Ice Spice as a guest collaborator on the song Karma. Singer Lana Del Rey's vocals will also be heard in the song Snow on the Beach. Singer Blake Shelton has launched a production house in partnership with producer Lee Metzger. The duo will be producing shows under their banner Lucky Shoehorse Productions. Shelton and Metzger are longtime collaborators and have worked on shows like The Voice. The Malaysian film Tiger Stripes has received the Grand Jury Prize at the Cannes Critics Week. It is also up for Cannes Camera d'Or Prize for Best First Film. The film follows the journey of a 12-year-old girl who discovers a secret about her body. It marks the debut of Malaysian director Amanda Nell Ewe. The sole Iranian film at the Cannes Film Festival has been acquired for distribution in European territories. The film is titled Terrestrial Verses. It's been picked for France, Germany, and Austria, among other nations. Netflix has released glimpses from Season 2 of its romantic teen drama Heartstopper. The new season will see the characters take a trip to Paris. The show stars Kit Connor and Joe Locke in the lead roles. The second season will premiere on the 3rd of August. Actor Sylvester Stallone's docuseries The Family Stallone has been renewed for a second season. The reality series features Sylvester Stallone, his wife Jennifer, and their 3 daughters. The renewal comes just a week after the series premiered on the 17th of May.